Most people seem to agree that freezer paper is the best way to do this. I know of a few people who use sheets of label paper to do it, but this is really easy. And now we're getting to the stage where we're finally putting the fabric on the backing. This whole process is so much easier than the time it takes me to tell you about it. When you're actually doing it, it goes very quickly. Now, one of the things you have to work with is that the freezer paper is curly. I cut both the cloth and the freezer paper bigger than what I need. And I start off with the fabric on top and just iron it a little bit right in the middle, just to stick it down. Now you can see that there's extra freezer paper around the edges, and now I'm going to turn it over, and those are going to stick to my ironing board, but it doesn't matter. You can just peel it right off, you'll see in just a moment. So this is where I get a really good contact on my paper fabric sandwich. Now it's ready to trim. Here's my, my fabric and freezer paper, and I'm going to cut from the paper side. You just always seem to get a better cut that way. It's okay if it's a little bit smaller than 8.5 by 11. The first cut I just estimate, and that's the straight edge that I'm going to cut the other pieces according to, so that we'll have 90-degree angles when we're done. So cut the second side, and now I want it to be close to 11. And when I eyeballed the size of the original fabric, I was a little bit off. It's a little bit small, but that's fine. Okay, we've got one edge left, and I usually make it about 8 1/4. Here's another piece of freezer paper with the fabric ironed onto it. I'm going to cut this one with a rotary cutter. I think the paper cutter is a little bit quicker. Now, I almost forgot, I still want to cut from the paper side. Okay, we have two pieces now, all ready to go through the printer. This piece of fabric has been adhered to a piece of paper. This is a commercial piece from Color Textiles. It's 100% cotton sheeting. What I wanted to show you is two things. They trimmed the corners, and this is the end that you're going to feed into the printer. And also, it has a lot of little strings hanging off of that end. So you want to just take your scissors and snip them off and make sure that you have a nice, clean edge and that you don't have any extra little bits of thread hanging off. The sheets that I just trimmed with the rotary cutter and with the paper cutter actually look very clean. There are no extra threads. I'm just going to take my scissors and snip the leading edges on both sheets, and now they're going to be ready to go right into the printer.